Philippines 1, Israel 0.
Out
Philippines
the gate,
1,
spicy.
Israel 0.
Real quick, I love how they kept cutting to his family.
Congratulations, Johannes Peach, JJ. You guys, I'm winded. I feel like this was a ride, was it not?
Here you go. From 10. You can read that. I can't read Tagalog.
Pinoy, we won. Yes, we did. We won. But as proud as I am about that, I'm just as furious and angry with how the rest of the points were rolled out. But yes, congratulations, Austria. It was totally deserved. That was one of the best performances. And yes. My fellow Filipino wonder, Eurovision, awesome representation, and a win for all opera fans. This win is for La Forza and Zero Gravity. You know what? Yeah.
What about Italy? What was it? What was the name of that song? Il Volo's song.
Il Volo's song?
Grande Amore.
Grande Amore, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also for them too.
Yeah, it's for all of us.
All of you Popper fans. I feel like I have to eat my words.
Popper fans, they're having a moment right now because last year into this year, the Popra, the trajectory has gotten a lot. It's less experimental and more kind of fine-tuned, but you see that represented in both the previous and current winner. That's a really interesting angle for Eurovision, but it's justice for all of them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can't tell, JJ won.
Yeah.
Austria. We're going to Austria. If we're in Vienna again, we're in Vienna again.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Vienna.
Neither have I, and it would be excellent.
I've only been to Strasbourg. And you can guess why I've been to Strasbourg. Knowing me. But yeah, I shout out to Austria for that win. Juries. Wow.
Juries surprised me. Truly surprised me.
Elodie, we started about 3 minutes ago, so you're not
too late. Don't worry. We're just reverberating from the shock that was this. Yeah, you guys, this is going to be a lot to talk about. Like now that it's fresh in our minds, it's kind of hard to process all that's happened. But
I need to process this one right here from Oran. From 0 points. What was that? What was that?
I mean, what the hell just happened? Getting 0.
You know what? Someone made that joke in Alicia's stream. At the end of the day, we're all going to be quoting the UK. Yeah, what the hell just happened?
Love you girls, though. You're fantastic.
I mean, they got 0 in the televote. Which, you know what? I'm glad they got love from the jury because their vocals deserved love from the jury, as far as I'm concerned.
Very, very nicely done.
I'm just... Juries were wild, but I like the jury so spread out. Also, what is up with like the juries finally giving love to Italy in the last couple of years? Usually, they treat Italy so poorly.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It kind of counterbalances the fact that it wasn't that strong of a televote, like shark head this year. You know, it kind of came in timidly with the televote score that Italy would typically get. But the jury score. Hey, and this is a shout out to Brooke, too, on our team, who clocked this song as one of the best written songs and therefore would be held to that criteria, the highest and the most. Yeah, it's a beautiful song, and I'm glad that it got 5th place.
I mean, Taya did her job as a songwriter. She looks so cute in the green room after he won. She's like,
oh my goodness.
I know she's really good friends with Nemo. So, like, she didn't write, Nemo's song last year, but she is friends with them. So... she's just having a good time. So I think at this point, you need to be friends with Taya, and you do well at Eurovision.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're Taya herself.
Yeah, unless you're Taya herself. But other than that, she's got your golden ticket.
Elodie, I think that subtitles helped Italy a lot.
I would agree.
I want to talk about this one, too. France getting 50 from the televote.
That was shocking. That was, I don't... Yeah,
shocked, flabbergasted.
It didn't really make sense.
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't really... Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Armenia,
Latvia, Albania, Greece, Germany gained 12 points to the juries. honestly, I'm so happy Germany did so well.
Germany did brilliantly. Yeah,
Like,
I'm glad. I'm
I'm
glad
sorry, I
that
have
they
to,
have a
let me just pull up,
respectable song.
I have up EurovisionWorld.com pulled up because
Mhm.
we love to have them. Where's Germany at on here?
They're 15th.
Yeah, Germany 151 overall, 15th. That's not bad. Also, I like that there's not a real wide spread. You know what I mean? Like, I like how spread out the points are this year. Like, because I mean, like, come on, 15th still got over 150 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, oh, Lithuania came 16th. I did not see that coming.
There's like tiers here.
But
Like
yeah,
there
I mean,
are different tiers. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Oops,
As I look
I
at
did
these,
not mean to do that. I meant to hide the comment. I know.
and I mean, we are going to talk about this in a later stream as well. But
yeah, next week we'll go into more depth because we're not streaming tomorrow. I don't have it in me to stream tomorrow, y'all.
It was too much energy watching this show. Like I'm barely just coming back to consciousness talking to you guys. Mariana, you deserve some justice. You deserve justice, Mariana.
Germany was 15th. What's so well about them? It's because it's what we want from Germany. It's something fresh in the German language that sounds like music you'd expect to hear when you're in Germany. And like,
yeah. It sounds like it's good for a German crowd.
Yeah. And for Germany, doing something above 20th is winning, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm so happy for them.
It's the most current we've had in a long time.
See, I was crucified for saying Sweden want to get top 3. It feels vindicating because I have been dragged through the mud by the toxic Kai stands. Sweden deserved top 5, though. No hate.
I was going into this banking on Sweden winning, potentially, and I did that somewhat begrudgingly because I didn't really want it. But, I mean, 4th is a very respectable spot, and it's deserved. Deserved.
Hold on. So, yeah, I mean, Sweden came 3rd with the public.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not too bad. Oh, did not mean to do that. And I mean, Austria came 4th with the public, so that's not too bad either, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I honestly, when I think about it, it's like, I didn't think Sweden was, I'm so happy Sweden didn't win.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just happy Portugal didn't get 0 points from the public. You know what? Where did Portugal end up? Because I know that Portugal's been charting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Portugal has had some numbers chart in a couple countries.
Okay, but yeah, they got what? What is this? 21st overall? Is that 21st for the public?
21st overall.
No, that's higher than. Yeah, 21st overall is where
they performed 21st and got 21st overall.
Yeah, they got 37 points to the public, so that's not too bad. They did decently, but like the UK 0 with the public, 88 with the juries. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh gosh, this one just. Here's the thing. With Voyage, I felt like the staging was gorgeous. It gave me chills the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the staging was gorgeous. I thought that it would capture people. Overall, last is San Marino with 27 points.
Okay. No one got 0.
No zeros. Overall. And especially no quadruple zeros. Ugh.
Girl, let me tell you, I still think about that. I can feel the stomach cramp I got from laughing so hard when that happened.
Yeah. I was shrieking. I will never forget.
Yeah, so glad Portugal and Lithuania escaped the bottom. Absolutely. Oh, we have another person here for the Filipino victory lap. Let me bring Brooke to the stage, also from the Eurovision fam team. Hello, Brooke.
Hi, everybody.
Actually, I like this layout better. Here we go.
Brooke, hello. I think we got the most 12s. I think.
I left my list in the other room.
I just have a literal photo I took on my phone of the TV. So that's what I'm using to reference this.
Austria.
Let's see.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. I never doubted in our little JJ. I don't think there should be evidence at all that I ever doubted him.
He did the thing and the most important.
Okay.
He did. He did.
I'm so.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get back to seeing. Guys, look at me struggling.
Proud of him.
I'm so.
Someone take this from me while I get this pulled up.
Listen. I still think that our
shout out to the Philippines.
Our fears for that could be really alienating. You know, I think the staging was what it needed to be to elevate that. I honestly think he sounded better in the reprise than he did, and it's probably a big part of it, the nerves being a little bit gone too. But I know, you know, my mom had listened to most of the songs, and I had sent her JJ when we found out that, you know, he was representing, because she is a Popra type of fan. And she really hadn't had any response to the song at all. But today she was texting me during the show, and she was stunned. She was just all wows and just like tears. And so I was like, okay, this is hitting with folks who maybe otherwise it wouldn't have, or who I don't know. So
they tapped into a lot.
Yeah.
And the televote is actually believably respectable because it has just such a grandness to it that I feel like people who like good TV, who would typically vote for Sweden, and or like something that has more of an edge and nuance, like Ukraine, for example, they can meet in the middle with an entry like Wasted Love. I feel like there is just kind of a perfect corner to that he was able to ride.
Yeah. And it was enough. It was enough with this particular, because the jury was so diluted. And it was so everywhere, right? Like,
yeah.
And that's kind of what
looking at the jury. Yeah. So it looks like JJ had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 12s from the jury. So that's 7, pretty good. 7 12s. What is this? I think I see 1. He didn't get any 12s with the televote, though. No country gave him 12s in the televote.
Okay, that's interesting.
That tracks.
But he got a lot of 10s. Like, for example, what is this? Slovenia, 10 from the jury, 10 from the public. Greece, 10 and 10 as well. Those are the 2 countries that gave him the most points overall, were Slovenia and Greece. Who else just joined us? Oh, we have another friend.
Oh,
still welcome. We were just talking about.
We made it, you guys. We made it.
I just got home.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Glenn Maxey. And just like that, JJ won Eurovision 2025, another win for the gay, LGBT community. Proud of JJ. You know, that's another plus side. Again, it's Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the U.S. First winner who's Asian and Pacific Islander. So we've got that to look forward to as well.
It's so surprising. Like, you never would have been able to tell me this last year, and then I would have legitimately believed it, just because of such the rare instances that you see of Asian Pacific Islanders in general in Eurovision. That is just not those. You don't see them very often. But I mean, check out my article on the site if you guys want to know a little bit more about the artists who have. But
okay, I'm looking at the. I was curious because only 1 point from the rest of the world, which wild. Philippines. Why didn't you pull through? I mean, thank you for giving us.
I mean, I want to know how much Spain got.
Yeah, Spain.
I mean, call people in the comments if you can. Please spill us the tea on how much votes Spain got from the rest of the world. Because the campaigning was crazy last night. Like, she went viral yesterday. You had Gloria Trevi, Olga Tañón, Thalia, yes, that Thalia. A bunch of celebrities were like, vote for Melody. And she got 10 points. Europe.
It's so weird. It's just, I can't really make sense of how that would play out too. So, I mean, just how...
I will be controversial for a hot minute. If the EBU chooses a specific country, which I prefer not to mention, but if you know, you know, over one of the largest TV markets in Europe, That is extremely problematic. They're putting their eggs on the wrong basket. Betting to lose one of the largest TV markets of Europe and one of the most passionate and dedicated fandoms of this competition because of financial and corporate interests, sponsorships, and not trying to fall into some weird etiquettes that nobody likes. Come on.
That's PR suicide.
Truly,
Yeah.
it's the biggest. Go on.
Anyways, Augusto, Spain got through with the rest of the world. So that was most of her televotes. Again, once again, the majority of Spain's televoting score comes from the rest of the world.
They got 3 points?
Because with Blanca, they got 3 from the rest of the world. Albania got 10. Ukraine got 8. Greece got 7. Which makes sense because there's a large the diaspora voting makes sense with those 3 and where they scored.
I told my friend
won the televote and the rest of the world.
Of
Poland
course.
got 4 with the rest of the world too.
That's
so
cute.
Yeah, looking at the rest of the world votes, they make sense.
I was telling my friends here in the DR in our group chats yesterday, Latin America is numerically more, but we cannot overcome the pockets of all the diasporas in the United States, especially the Israelis, the Polish, Armenians, Albanians. Latin America cannot beat the pockets. We're numerically more, and we could if we wanted to. But on our end, that sentiment of voting for Spain, for being Spain, it's a little harder. It's easier, but yet very hard to sell. If you know what I mean, it's very complex. We're not beating the diasporas in the US. We can't for now. So damn, 3?
Yeah. But like Oren says here,
we need to stop
ad campaigns. Says we need to stop the ad campaigns for votes. Agreed.
Thank you.
I think that the EB needs to make that a rule. I think that the EB really needs to put their foot down on that. Because if you have funds, you can do it. I don't think that's fair. We need to get rid of that for real.
Yeah. Just as a fairness matter for everybody, but not countries typically don't do this, you know? I mean,
unless it happens organically, and with Melody, it was happening organically because this continent south of the United States, we grew up with the songs that made her a child star. It happened very organically, and many of the divas that she referenced, that you could read in between the lines, she kind of wants to imitate in her song, were actually promoting her organically, not with set up YouTube accounts, very well organized PR stunts, Times Square billboards. Come on, we need something. Let me turn out this.
Juarez Neto says Greek diaspora came through with the televote and I loved it. Hey, the Greek diaspora in Australia came through with the jury too.
Very tasteful. Very tasteful.
Honestly, I'm surprised Greek did as well with the jury as they did, but I was not upset at all whenever she got her 12s. Because that is a beautiful song performed wonderfully. And yeah, I really think Greece deserves it. Let me see here.
I mean, I really doubted the staging from when I was kind of witnessing what they did for the rehearsals, but it's just the sheer cinema of the staging overall that I feel like people really, really connected to, on top of her flawless vocals. It's just I could hear her sing forever. It's incredible, the voice she has.
So looking over some of the results from the semi, there is something I want to point out because someone in the chat had mentioned it. I need to find the comment again. So in the semi, Estonia came 5th.
5th?
Yeah.
Who won semi one?
No, someone had asked why. Someone had asked. No, Ukraine. So semi 1, I can pull up. Hold on.
Oh yeah, please do.
Okay.
So semi 1, Ukraine won.
Okay.
Albania came 2nd. Netherlands was 3rd, 4th was Sweden, 5th was Estonia, 6th was Iceland, Poland was 7th. I need to look at these results. Hold on. I haven't seen all of them yet.
So you guys,
Norway,
I'm sorry
8th.
I have to take off early. I have engagements with my brother's wedding this weekend, so I'll have some updates on that. But thank you so much for joining the stream. It was so good to talk to you guys. I'll talk to you later. And
Safe
yeah,
travel.
we'll get some opinions fleshed out. I would really like to know.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Talk more.
All right, love you guys.
But yes,
Bye.
bye. Okay, yeah. So yeah, looking at these results, I knew San Marino was 10th.
Yeah.
Look at how close San Marino and Cyprus were, though. They were only 2 points off from each other.
Oh, look at my boy Clement. He didn't do that bad. I thought he was going to be last.
I mean, this I thought was no. Azerbaijan was going to be last, baby. No one was checking for that song.
Oh,
no one was looking for that song. And on top of it, not only was no one looking for the song, the staging was bad, and that vocal live was Belgium 13th. I mean, but here's the thing. To be fair, 12th, he's tied 13th with Slovenia. Like, you know what I mean? Like this year, they're tied for, that there. Oh God, Taya's about to find a lot of work. She's already been doing a ton of work this year. She's been booked and busy.
I mean, Taya, girl, you didn't win 2 years ago, but now you did. Go offices, yes.
But yeah, like looking here, I'm surprised Cyprus was 11th. I thought for sure it was going to be like a Belgium, you know what I mean? But
I thought it could be Cyprus. Like that staging was pretty eye-catching.
Yeah, but the song is so.
I think that Strobe Lights was really polarizing. Like it was in my top 10 early, but it fell pretty fast. Like it's just for me, I wasn't able to re-listen to it, and I know that doesn't apply so much for the semis, but I can also see where people can't catch it to start with, and that's where like I'd say maybe my biggest surprise tonight was the 0 televote for Switzerland, because she sang so beautifully.
That
and
was
like
dirty.
that really was maybe the one thing where I actually was like, it gave me some hope. It gave me some relief as far as how many points were left and what was possible. But yeah, that was the one that really had me scratching my head the most as far as like, how does that get nothing? She sang it so beautifully, and the camera work actually worked this time. Like during the first performance in the semis, the camera froze or got dropped or whatever happened. I don't know. So that was my one, like, woof. Let's see.
That has to be a mistake.
It is.
There's no way. That has got to be a mistake. We'll have to see, because the numbers on Eurovision World haven't come up yet.
Yeah,
so that's got to be refreshing.
But we can say, based on the televote we got today, that country won semifinal too. There's no doubt.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't think that there was any.
But I'm going to say, but to be fair, there's no way you can avoid it with them.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's why we need to get rid of this campaigning BS.
Yeah. I mean, it was
like,
always.
Or not even that necessarily. My question is how many. I'm not,
I know that the EBU is getting themselves into deep trouble. You know what, J-Faye? I agree with you. Melody getting 24th? Ouch.
But Jordan, oh my gosh. So what did you say, though, after Benidorm Fest?
I clocked it very clearly from the beginning. Choosing the name over the song in the pack was going to hurt them. It was going to land them a bottom 6 result. Here it is. Unfortunately, I saw it coming from the beginning, but the retouches that the Spanish delegation did to make the song look better on TV were cute. I actually will say this. I voted for Spain. I threw pity votes to Spain. I voted for 6 countries.
Not happy.
Half of my votes went to Finland. Half of my money went to Finland. My mother, my sister, my cousin, my everything. Erica Vigman. And then the other 5 countries who voted was equally 2 for each. 2 for Switzerland, 2 for Spain, 2 for France, and two for Malta, and a missing one.
I'm gonna tell you, Christy, yes. Some of you vote for Switzerland.
I did.
Okay, there you go. Gusto gave Switzerland points. I didn't, but that's also because I had money riding on some stuff tonight, and I was trying to make my dreams happen. Because I had the payout if Albania somehow won was $800 for me. So I was hoping I could get some money out of Albania. That's my main reason I didn't vote for Switzerland. But I will say this: watching Switzerland live for the first time on Tuesday night, I had chills. I had goosebumps up and down my arms. Like, it was so beautiful. And Zoe sounds gorgeous. The staging was absolutely transformative. 0 televote? That's dirty. That is dirty.
I'm relieved that Alicia's forecast of Switzerland getting ordained didn't fully get accomplished because the jury had taste. This televote segment was 2020. The whole voting segment was 2021 all over again. Pretty much, it was giving, but on steroids because of the situation with that country. But otherwise, the way the jury votes were spread all over, I like it. We need more of that. I'll tell you. Yeah,
I would like to see. I would like to see.
I will defend the jury vote. The jury vote was cute. It was cute.
Only if we take care of some other issues, because if the jury's too spread out, we run into another problem that we almost ran into tonight.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, it's the reason that we're going to wind up, with more countries winding up with really low points and 0 is because you can't throw a vote to every song that you like. You really have to vote strategically when you're combating that kind of mass voting campaign, especially with people who aren't even watching, who are just being told between these hours, make sure you open up this app and vote, or they're getting a text message with a link saying votes open now. You don't have to be paying attention. So you kind of have to be strategic and say, okay, my 20 votes, if I'm going to go for all 20, go to one country, and the one country that I think has the best shot. And that's where you wind up. You saw that the last 2 years when there were horse races for the top 2 songs, where everybody was really voting strategically and saying, like, all of these votes, all these points are going to go to, Sweden versus Finland, or they're going to go to Croatia versus Switzerland. And like, I have to think about, what this is going to do, instead of like, I'm throwing 2 votes to each of my top 10 songs or anything like that. And so you wind up with all these countries getting nothing, or, just piddly votes.
I would be curious to see if we had a junior system, because in junior you have to vote for at least 3 countries.
Yeah,
and so things aren't as spread out.
I like that.
That would be a nice thing for a change, that you would force people to vote for more than one country.
Yeah,
that could be a way to balance things out. It's a good proposal. If anybody at RTVE is listening to this, hello, we're giving you an idea. Because they're about to battle it out with the EBU based on what they've revealed on earlier today, that threats and everything. I like that system. It's great. It's fair. At least for the rest of the world, that's easier to implement. When it comes to people of participating countries, it's going to be a little more complex. So that's the only handicap. It's easier to apply on one end, but not on the other, which is the majority of the voting population, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some other comments. This year is more like 2011 for me. Oh God, 2011.
Well, had they won, I would have agreed 100%. But I understand the sentiment. I understand.
I like it. I like having the televote separate from the jury. I like having the two separated from one another.
Yeah.
Mostly because like it makes the show more exciting. But at the same time, I kind of wish I need someone to do the math to see who would have won under the old system. I'm really curious about that.
I still think it would have been Austria. I still think. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to see. I'm just trying to see because I'm trying to think of everything.
I just keep refreshing the semifinal 2 page. Like I want to see the breakdowns.
Okay, so Nicholas R. Okay, but once again, the song with number 4 and the televote and number 1 with the jury wins. Absolutely disgraceful, and a jury should not have such an impact. Repeat of Nemo from last year. I mean, I was okay with the code winning last year. I thought it was a good song. And I thought it was like performed wonderfully, and I totally get why the jury gave it so much love. I think you need to have like maybe doing a 60-40 split so the jury doesn't have as much sway. But even then, because I feel like we have to have juries. I'm never letting go of juries, baby.
I think
we need a balance, mandatorily. This 50-50 is barely working, but at least it's helping the contest stay alive. It's helping the potential PR disaster that certain countries' involvement could generate had they win. At least the jury's help did immensely to not let it happen. So, yeah, they are a necessary evil until things do change in the bigger landscape of things, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think
Austria will be a good host.
Oh, for sure.
They are. And Conchita, girl, get ready because you're getting for the hosting gig again. I mean, honestly, after the way she hosted the Luxembourgish national final, Conchita's ready. I'm like, she can host a show herself. She may not need anybody else. She's a whole triple threat. She can sing, act, dance, host, you name it. Give her anything and she will kill it. Now
I'll have to take a look at some Austrian presenters because I did call Hazel back in June. So I'm validated for that. Called her in June. I'm curious to see where, I'll see if I can make any predictions for next year. But I would love to see Conchita. Because at least Conchita's charismatic.
Yes.
And you've got to have charisma. Unless Conchita decides that's what she wants to come back.
And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they repeat the same venue of Vienna 2015.
The Wiener Hall.
Exactly, the Wiener Hall. I wouldn't be surprised if they repeated it. I wouldn't. I wish the stage the stage that they set up there is more TV friendly or something, like more space friendly.
I like the stage from 2015 a lot. I thought it was like it looks good for the audience too. And I'm like, if they're paying for a ticket, why can't it look good for them too? Ed says she hosted fabulously in 2015. Conchita was by far the best of 2015. I agree as well.
Like,
can we get Aminata? Speaking of Aminata, Latvia. I'm so happy Latvia got love like they got. Because that song and that staging are both so quality. And people were saying that they weren't going to qualify. Can I help you?
I think Latvia just gave other countries a lesson that you can be ethnic, you can have personality, be enchanting, and still get love. And also this reminded me of Spain 2 years ago. The Spanish fan went ballistic because Blanca Paloma only got 5 points from the televote. I understand, but look at what Latvia just did. They got a second qualification from the semifinals with a very ethnic entry in their own national language. Beautiful. And if you know how to be magnetic on television and get people to really, vote and have a nice diaspora, then go for it. At least you get love of all kinds. I really would love to see Latvia on that trajectory. They did great, in my opinion.
Honestly, I don't know. Do we have the results for Semi 2? Because someone just said Latvia won Semi 2. And I don't see results for
Come
Semi 2
on,
yet.
people. Really?
I'm not going to get too hyped up, I promise.
After we just witnessed, you're saying that, come on. We just...
Yeah. Renata Pereira, do you think it would be Salzburg instead of Vienna? I mean, I'd have to look at the size of the venues. I imagine it's probably going to be Vienna. I wouldn't be upset with Salzburg, though.
If they have a big enough venue.
I mean, if it's in Salzburg, y'all can't stop me from acting a fool. That's all I'm going to say. Also, if it is in Vienna, because my VPN is set to Austria, because I like to set my VPN to countries that are German speaking, for especially when using social media nowadays. So I would be okay with that. I'm looking to see if Salzburg has a venue big enough right now. Bear with me here. Top. Is everyone still here? Sorry, my router has been acting stupid since last night.
I'm here.
Because we had a thunderstorm and my power got knocked out.
I mean, I'm also on thunderstorm.
Well, who are the top cities in 20? Oh yeah, it's been storming. Like, we've gotten such bad flooding over. Well, not where I live, but like in this area, the river has been wild.
I mean,
like there were kids trapped in schools. Bad.
When I got to the restaurant where I hosted my watch party in Santo Domingo, shout out to my friends if they're watching. Thank you everybody for showing up, even with weather. When I got there early, it was very bright and sunny, and it started raining at about 4-ish. It got pretty crazy. But when I left shortly after the show ended at about 7 o'clock, it was just light rain. And yesterday we had a red alert in Santo Domingo. Not an ounce of rain after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Crazy. But it's better to be preventive than saying sorry. Oh,
also seeing Sophie Ellis Baxter. Yes, I was BBC, like, why is she giving out the points?
The BBC actually announced it yesterday that due to unforeseen circumstances, the current Doctor Who could not deliver the points anymore, and she was going to be the one doing it instead. So it was announced yesterday.
Okay. I mean, hey, I love Doc. Oh, Nkuti would be good to give points. It'd be a lot of fun to see him. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to look here.
I would love to see Mark Sophie competing, though.
No, she had her time. We're not bringing back one-hit wonders from the UK to participate. Do we need to bring back artists from like years ago that were popular to sing for the UK? Look at how that happened last time. Last 2 times they did that.
Speaking,
you want to repeat a Bonnie Tyler?
Oh, child. Let's not talk about.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Is that his name? Engelbert Humperdinck,
yeah,
right?
Engelbert, yeah. Ooh,
okay. I know, because I know Humperdinck is his last name. Makes me think of The Princess Bride. Shout out to that movie. But Mark asked, do you think a more proportional voting system would work better? I think the whole system needs to be looked at, to be honest.
Not a bad idea, but it needs to be worked on because there has to be work. There's work that needs to be done in order to prevent inorganic mass voting, which we have witnessed the last 2 years with a specific country. We need to battle that because not even with Russia, we had these issues. Not even with them. And this is
And
the
then we
craziest part of it.
Well, Jade Funky Coffin says, let's be honest, Ukraine has the same problem as Israel because Ukraine won the televote in the semis. Let's talk about that.
But it's different.
Here's the thing with you. No, Ukraine, I'm not going to say it's different necessarily. Like, Ukraine typically sends really good songs. This year, I do say that vocal performance on Tuesday night was not good from Ukraine. I will say that 100% that was not a good vocal performance. I wouldn't necessarily have clocked that one to win the semi because of that. But they also didn't get a crazy high televote this year either. And they did really well. They did much better with the televote last year than they did this year. So I'd say it's a give and take kind of a situation with that one.
Exactly.
The other part you have to think about when it comes to Ukraine as well is the fact that they're not putting through a big advertising campaign. And on top of them not only, putting through a big advertising campaign, people outside, like if you are Ukrainian, because they have an app that they use. So like for your paperwork, for everything else you might need, you use an app. And that's the same app that they use to vote in the national final. So I think that the fact that you have people who are able to vote in that national final and choose a song they like the most anyways in the national final means that, they're going to give it support when it comes to Eurovision as well. It's a similar situation. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But I also think that, I'm not going to be upset because I actually like a lot of the songs Ukraine brings. I'm not going to be salty. They were my winners this year. Like before we got to the show. Just live, I think that vocal on Tuesday was not good. And it was not where Daniel needed to be. He sounded much better tonight. But on Tuesday, he wasn't where he needed to be vocally. And that's me being like, like I said.
And another difference is that, I was going to say that another difference between Ukraine and certain country is that regardless of those extra musical situations, there is a consistency that there's 1 year they get crazy high televote and the next year, not necessarily. And it's kind of consistent. Like they won in 2016, bottom in 2017. They did pretty decent in 2018. They were out in 2019. In 2021, top 5. They win the next year because we all know what happened. And the whole continent went crazy with them. But the following year, like 100 points. Last year, the song, regardless of whatever you think, the song was it. Honestly, Ukraine was amongst my winner picks for 2024. I won't hide it. The song was great. I was hooked to Teresa Maria. It's a great song. Those 300 points of televote it got were deserved. The song was great. Diaspora aside, extra musical issues aside, the song was great. This year, they got like 100 and something points. It's mostly Diaspora. The song was cute.
Well, like
that's very high. That's very high involvement of Diaspora, similar to Poland this year.
So yeah, talking about Poland, black bean paste. I still can't get over how dirty Justina was on by the juries. That's what Poland does not do well with the juries because the juries hate Poland. I don't know what else to say. Because Mikhail Shpak stormed that televote, and the juries didn't give him the service he needs to. I think it's time, Poland. I kind of want to put myself and only myself on the screen for a second. Poland, could you give us the girl group of our dreams?
The one of Margaret, Sarah, and the other girl?
No. That's not the girl group of our dreams. It was Margaret, not Margaret. Oh my gosh. If you guys don't know, Sarah, James, and Margaret are in a girl group together now, which is
they are with another girl.
Honestly, though, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset if that happens now.
Me neither.
I'm sorry.
All right. The semifinal 2 points are up. The little map's not clicking yet, but the winners who we expected, but then Latvia was second with 130 points.
Final 2 points are ready. Let's go.
Finland had 115. Greece had 112.
Why did it take so long for us to? Are they for me?
Austria 104 and Lithuania 103.
It was split. It was very tight.
Well, then it dropped. Luxembourg was 7th with 62. Denmark 8th with 61. Malta 53. And then Armenia 51 for 10th place. And then Australia was at 41 for 11th.
Oh, that gap though between 11 and 12 is wild.
Yeah.
I have it. Hold on.
You see that now? Yeah, Czechia had 29 points in 12th place.
Oh, that televote is crazy.
Yeah. And then a three-way tie.
Come last.
Yeah, three-way tie was Ireland, Serbia, Georgia with 28 points each. And then Nina with 12 points.
I need to know where that 12 came from because I have a theory about where that 12 came from.
Serbia. That
wow.
televote number is insane. Look at the gap.
I thought Czechia
oh my
would have
God,
done better.
Jesus.
You know what?
Oh
I'm gonna blame Czechia on this. I'm gonna blame that on the staging and the missing of the cue. You know what I mean?
Oh my
because
God.
Czechia usually is much better at staging than they were this year. This was probably some of the. It was like the second worst Czech staging we've seen since their comeback. Well, third worst since their comeback. Because that lady taking off her shoes. That was a choice. That was also in 2015. So I'm just wow. But Australia did better than I thought they were going to do. Maybe it's.
I mean, they were quite close.
Two shirtless men were 11th and were 10th and 11th. Again, I think Europe sees a bicep sometimes and goes, "Yeah, I'm voting for that."
I mean, Finland got almost the exact same amount of points on the televote in both the semi and the final,
which is wild to me.
Which is wild.
Let's talk about Finland for a second. What was that? Like, just she was great. Okay, and I'm not just saying that as like a fan. Do we think it's just female sexuality is too much?
I mean,
I agree. I mean, just look at the score, the televote score of Malta in the final. Women are not allowed to be divas. Women are not allowed to be powerful. Women are not allowed to be empowered. Women are not allowed to be sexual. That's the message I'm getting. You need to be bland, sweet, and boring if you want to get votes.
Well, I mean, yes, but then, look at what we had in the final with some of the bland, sweet, and boring ballads that we had. They didn't get paid dirt either. And honestly, they weren't even, maybe that's it. Maybe they weren't bland enough or they were too sweet. I think there's some low scores for the women across the board over what was necessarily earned by the performance.
I agreed.
What?
Come on. She was vocally perfect. Come on.
What? Let me put my glasses on. Hold up.
Let me laugh for a hot second because you guys are being we're being wild today. Oh my God, baby Jesus, this is too much. Jesus. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh my God. Okay.
Erica, these are prescription. Erica can't sing a note. Who was your favorite, baby? Who was your favorite? Because Erica hit every note. They were in tune. She sounded great. She looked great. She came off like a rock star. She owned that stage by herself. No one else was on that stage with her. And I couldn't take my eyes off of her. So no. All right. I gave you the attention you didn't deserve. Anyways, let me fix this here. Okay.
I think on that note, I'm gonna sign off. But
all right.
Love you guys.
I will see you later. Love you, Brooke.
Bye.
It's just us wearing blue. All right. The two brown people wearing blue. Hi.
Girl,
Okay.
I have so many opinions, but Eurovision is on a hanging thread. We got a miraculous win again. Changes need to be made. I'm sorry.
Mark, Erica joins Mariana Sati in winning songs 2011.
Clock it. Yes.
I'm sorry, Mariana, her albums have been so good. I'm not
Marina did that. Marina,
right, it's Marina, not Mariani.
It's
Marina.
I mean, you know what makes me proud about Sorry? That I randomly learned last year that she got hooked to with a Dominican producer.
Mm-hmm.
And he produced the song. And I was like, okay, work. I like this. Kiki. Okay. My people.
Chigley, what's the biggest robbery in your opinion? Finland? Most robbed? I'm going to go with Albania. I'm going to say Albania for me. Finland is up there as being robbed, but Albania is the most robbed for me.
I have two, and I will sound a little hypocritical, but my robberies of the year are Finland and Spain. I called it.
No.
Wait. Let me defend myself and my hypocrisy. I knew from February when she got picked that she was going to be in the bottom. But the season that woman gave us, being so funny and such a meme, come on. I really wanted her to be a little like top 20 at least, not necessarily the bottom, but it was expected, unfortunately. So I wish she got a little more love. However, my biggest robbery was Finland. That was a winner's performance. Having that woman dominating the stage on her own goddamn self, jumping on to that goddamn golden mic, all the way almost, unaliving herself because there were technical issues during the rehearsals. I mean, and you do that, you choose a bland, boring ballad over a woman being a rock star. Come on. Like, I get pissed. I'm getting pissed. And honestly, I'm not mad that Austria won because I gotta give props where props are due. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Sergio and the mind that you have, the power that you have, the creativity you have. Sir, the bag that you got for putting up with Austria is well deserved. I mean, if you get jobs as a scenographer for years at Eurovision, you won in your second year. I mean, come on. The man did that. Like the way they were able to visually sell Austria was great. So honestly, I'm relieved that it was done. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We've been at this for almost an hour, so we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up. We don't like to go.
Good for me. Good for me. No problem.
So we'll be back again next week for a regular scheduled stream, kind of like going over everything other than just initial first reactions. So I really do want to dig into these numbers, take a closer look at them. So, okay. So next year we are going to Austria. JJ, congrats. Taya, congrats to you too, girl.
Oh my God, Taya, girl, you're mine. You're mine.
You're mine. You're really. She's been booked and busy for the last year. She's really been putting in the hard work, and good for her.
I would love for
so I
her.
am curious as to.
I would love for her and Selena to Kiki again. I'm like, baby girl, help your friend. Like you went through this journey together.
Yeah.
You just won Eurovision. Helped your girl.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to work again together because they were a cute duo. Or at least she can write music for Selena. Like, come on, please.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it either. We'll see what ends up happening. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and it's been a long year.
Let's pray the next one. Let's pray the next one is a little easier on us, please. We need a break. We need a break from potentially catastrophic PR nightmares for the musical competition that we love. We need a break. We do.
Don't forget EurovisionFam.com, Eurovision Fam on all the social media sites. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.